Greetings. You are now entering a new world. A world where we will introduce you to a new language, mindset, and a new code of ethics. Here you will be forced to think, engage, and learn. All movement will cease, and you will be terminated if you do not follow directions. Be advised that phones, leaving or talking will be prohibited. There's a new language spreading across America that has not been taught in school yet. Enjoy.
Welcome to another episode of Love Language. I'm Darius Love. Welcome to another episode. I'm with the infamous Brodie Fresh.
Yeah. What's up, my boy?
Yo, I appreciate you for stopping by. That's
Man,
love.
I appreciate you
I
having
appreciate
me.
that. Hey, you know the first thing you ever told me?
I don't remember.
We was at a video shoot.
Right.
And I was modeling. You was like, your ugly ass could do it. They should have me on here modeling too. You remember that?
That sound about right.
Yeah, that was you. You was with the other guy with the fashion. Cam.
Cash.
Yeah. Cash,
my bro.
Cam.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah,
Shout out
Cash.
to him.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
Brodie Fresh, who are you? What you stand for? If somebody had to ask, who is Brodie Fresh, what would you say?
Man, it's an intricate question. I mean, I'm a dad. I'm a brother. I'm a son. I'm an artist. I'm a creative. Pretty much overall, really, like when it comes to creating, that's really my thing. From clothes to music. Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
me.
What got you into rapping? What got you into making music? I don't want to label you as a rapper. What got you into making music?
See, there's different aspects to that because I started playing the drums when I was young, like second grade. I played the drums at school. You know, they make you pick an instrument in school. I played the drums from there.
Interesting.
I started playing the drums at my dad's church. Went to high school, played in marching band, jazz band. Pretty much every band they had, I played the drums in. But I never rapped back then at that point in time. I think like actually rapping, really just life. Was dealing with certain things, different struggles, and it was like an outlet for me to kind of express myself.
Got you.
And once I realized that me expressing myself kind of assisted in other people that was going through the same thing, kind of being able to feel like they could navigate through certain things based on what I was saying, that kind of made me stick with it. You know what
Absolutely. So you feel like it was like a voice, a
Right.
way to try to push out how you really feel and express yourself about certain
Expression
things.
for sure.
That's tough. I like that. So your first album, Lost and Found,
Yep.
run me through it. Take me through the steps of like building up to that album, and when did you know like this is I'm finna release this? Like this is it right here.
Lost and Found was a tricky situation. That's not technically my first project. Probably the first one you've seen on DSPs because the other I had a couple that I took down and stuff like that. But Lost and Found I want to say over 2 years maybe. I was going back and forth over 2 years creating, cooking up. Was super excited to release it. You know, the time came up. I dropped it December 9th, 2022. So I was super excited to release it. Was working on it. Finally got to that point where I'm like, all right, I feel great about it. I like everything about it. Went to release it. It was kind of weird because that year, my grandmother passed April 30th. Then my right-hand man got killed October 26th. So I was kind of already like, you know what I mean? Like I was in a spooky kind of space. And then right before I dropped it, my dad died December 5th. So I kind of like, even though I was excited about releasing it, I kind of tried to pull it back because I felt like I didn't have really it in me to give the energy to it that I felt like it deserved. So
Gotcha.
it was like by the time I tried to take it down, the label was like, yo, we can't even do it because it's already out in Asia. You know, I kind of didn't really hit nobody until like the 8th because I was just out of it. And then once I hit them, they was like, it's already out. Like, you kind of got to just run with it. So it ended up just dropping anyway, and I kind of just ran with it. You know, I didn't really do too much music videos and none of that. I just let it live the way it lived and, you know, left it like that.
That's tough though. So you say your father passed away.
Yep.
What did y'all have like a close relationship? If you don't mind me asking.
100%.
Y'all had a close, do you think
that was my guy.
Really?
Yeah,
Do you
for sure.
think a father is a pivotal piece in a black community?
Absolutely.
Why?
Because I feel like, you know, especially today, these days, the young kids don't got no morals for real. Not everybody, but a lot of them. You know, they don't have no morals and principles. They don't have nobody to look up to actually direct them. And somebody that they can see as, you know, as themselves and be like, hey, I seen somebody do this the right way. You know, a lot of times, or even the way our parents grew up, they grew up seeing, you know, the people in the streets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they kind of just glamorized that. And it was like, oh, this is the way to go. And, you know, when you don't have nobody else to look up to in your home, you end up looking at that. You know what I'm saying? So having a dad there that could tell you, hey, boom, you know, do this, do this, do this. Even though they're not always perfect either because as parents, we're learning as we go. But I feel like that's important for sure.
What's the main thing you've learned as being a father, from being a father, excuse me?
Just time, patience, for real. You know, I feel like a lot of times we try to buy things and do different things. And you can't really buy time. That's not really the most important thing, to the kids. A lot of times it's just the time and the patience with them,
Absolutely.
just being around, being present. Because that's really what it is. Like, I mean, my parents, period. My dad was kind of big on that. He would buy stuff and stuff like that. But I had to realize once you get older, his dad wasn't in his life. So it's kind of like, again, like a learning cycle. You know what I'm saying? So as he learns, he grows, he passes that on to my brothers. He learns, he keeps learning, You know what I mean? So for me, being a dad is, it's a learning process.
Yeah,
sure.
It's a kid from Elmont.
Right, yep.
Kid from Elmont. What's Elmont?
Elmont is, that's the city I'm from.
Okay.
I was born in Hollis, Queens, raised in Elmont, which is, 10 minutes apart. You don't even got to get on the highway. Just take the back streets, you get there. It's the first city in Long Island in New York. And that's all I know. From 6 all the way to 20 plus.
Elmont.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been to New York. What I
Man.
did notice, y'all are very aggressive.
Yeah,
y'all are very aggressive.
It gets the negative degrees outside. You know what I'm saying? That'll make anybody aggressive. You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
It's cold outside.
Besides, like the weather, why is like. Because I've met a lot of men, women also. There's a lot of Puerto Ricans out there.
Yeah, 100%.
Colombians.
Every kind of Spanish.
Yeah,
Dominican,
it's a lot
Puerto Rican, Colombian, Cuban, you name it. That's the big difference between like New York and like a lot of the Western states. Like, we're kind of a melting pot. We got everybody. You know what I'm saying? You'll have Indians, Chinese people, all type of Spanish. Majority, when you come out here, majority is Mexican.
Yeah.
It's a little different over there where it's like, you got every type of ethnicity of Spanish. So it's different.
What was it like growing up over there? What was the difference from New York and then moving to Houston?
Man, I mean, I moved to Houston recently, so I've been here, almost 2 years now. It's definitely a big difference. I don't even really know how to explain it because now I'm older, but I lived a lot of places. I lived in Atlanta, I've lived in LA, I lived in Miami. Just pursuing music. New York is it's small, like compared to a place like Texas.
Yeah.
You could drive through the entire state in an hour. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
You could be from point A to point B, unless you're going upstate New York like Buffalo or anything like that. But as far as like the tri-state, you could literally slide through the whole state in an hour. So it's like we kind of grew up to know like, you're from your borough or wherever you're from, you kind of stayed there. And then as high school came about and MySpace and all of these things, and you start tapping into people from other places and girls, and that kind of started getting you to go to parties in different cities and stuff like that. But for the most part, when you're from New York, man, you really stay in your area, and it's it's community. I mean, it's really community based. It's a small place. Guns aren't legal.
Really?
No, there's no gun licenses, none of that. So it's like it's very different than like a place like Houston. You know what I'm saying?
Because everybody packs one.
You get what I'm saying?
Freely.
So it's like, and they'll have it in New York, but it's illegal. So if they got it, they're ready to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll have places and people out here that get it because they're like, oh, I got it for protection. Majority of people in New York, if they got that, they're ready to go because they're already taking a risk by even having it in the first place.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it gets cold outside. It's just a grimy place. I guess that's the best way to explain it. New York has beautiful places as well, but a lot of it is it's just grimy and it's small. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it ain't like you could go from here to Katy and and that's you ain't even touch Texas. Like that's nothing. And that's an hour away. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that'll be it for New York. You go from here to Katy, that's it. You're on your way to Jersey or Connecticut or somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? You're on your way out of the state. So yeah, it's definitely way smaller.
To be from there and call it grimy, you must really think it's grimy then. Because I said to New York people, they're like, nah, I'm saying like, nah.
Nah, it's a fact. I mean, if they say that, they lying.
Facts.
If you from New York, you know that New York is, there's certain areas you're going to go that you just know is like, all right, I'm on point because I know that could happen over here. And that's just what it is. We got project buildings. We got different things that a lot of states don't have. Like, they got projects in Houston, you know what I'm saying? But they're like 2 floors. From what I've seen, at least. And a lot of other states, too. You know what I'm saying? Like, 2 stories. You go to New York, they'll have a 20-story project building with P in the elevator and, 750 people living in one building. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's fried. Tough. It's bad. It's not nice. It's, and that kind of taints people's, image of life. You know what I'm saying? In general.
Tough.
It's not and again, it's not like that everywhere in New York, but a lot of places it is. So it's way, to me, it's way grimier than a lot of other places.
Got you, because so many people piled up on one.
Right.
So Popular Stranger, that's who you are.
That's my brand. Yep.
What? Walk me through it. How did that come about? And what made you name it Popular Stranger? Like, is that just how you feel about yourself? You're the popular stranger, or like, take me through it.
So Popular Stranger actually started when I was in hey school. I had a clothing brand called Absurd Gesture, and I had this kid Joe that I worked with. And one day, I think he seen it on like a graffiti wall or something along. I don't remember exactly where he saw it, but he saw it and he came and said it to me. I'm like, Popular Stranger. I'm like, oh, I love that. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And we kind of just ran with it. We didn't end up working much longer. We was kids, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it ended up, I ended up finding meaning to it. I loved the name initially, and I ended up finding meaning to it. And it was kind of just like really, your brand, people that care about their brand more than themselves, essentially. Kind of like, not more than themselves, but basically care about the longevity of their brand versus just being the face, like trying to be like, oh, it's me, it's me, it's me.
Right.
It's like if you walked into Target, we all know what Target is. We know what Macy's is. We know what Exxon gas station or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But if Mr. Exxon or Mr. Target walk past you right now, you have no idea that's him. You know what I'm saying? Because he branded his brand. He didn't really try to be it's just me, I don't got a team. It's, you know what I'm saying? Like, but you know their name. At the end of the day, Target is probably somebody's last name, but you don't know what he look like. You know what I'm saying? So,
like a Walt Disney or like a
exactly.
Walmart. That's powerful.
Those are all popular strangers, essentially, right? Because they popular, you know who they are, but you don't know who they are. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's kind of like
that connects better.
Yeah.
That's tough. I like that.
No, I
I
appreciate
fuck
it.
with that. I'm not gonna lie. I like that for sure. So what do you think it takes to build a brand? Like the people around you, the mindset.
Consistency. Consistency and direction. A lot of people don't got direction. They'll have an idea and they're like, oh, boom, boom, boom. But if you don't have a direction for your brand or whatever you're trying to do, it's kind of like,
Yeah.
It's like when you come into music. When I started music, eventually when you first start and you're a rapper, it's like, I want to be Jay-Z. I want to be whoever's the biggest. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be that. 'Cause I want to be a rapper. I want to be the greatest in the world. And it's like, there's a lane for everybody. You don't got to be Jay-Z. You don't got to be Drake. You know what I'm saying? And you can still be successful at this craft.
Right.
But until you figure out what that looks like for you, you know what I'm saying? You really can't go nowhere for real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because there's artists like, Dom Kennedy, that's my guy, right? Dom has a lane where it's like he was able to make a lot of money and be successful and tour the world, never signed a label deal in his life. And it's like a lot of people can't do that. But him, he was able to hone in on that and say, hey, this is what I want to do and this is my lane.
Right.
A lot of artists come in, they don't have no lane. It's like, oh, I just want to be big. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And then if you don't get big, you get depressed. It's happened to me. It happens to every artist. You know what I'm saying? Because if you feel like you're stagnant in anything in life, you start to get depressed. 'Cause you're like, man, I'm trying to move, I'm trying to work, and it's not working.
Yeah.
But if you don't have direction, it's not gonna work. You know what I'm saying? You don't even know what you're actually trying to do.
What you
or
aiming
you're
for.
actually trying to accomplish. You know what I'm saying?
That's powerful. Because I've dealt with it in like sports, like the depression, and I knew what my goal was, and I'm like, man, if I don't reach this, who am I? What do I do besides this? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, you kind of lose sight of who you are outside of whatever you're locked in.
Right. Right.
Westside Boogie said that. He said my biggest fear is I don't finish through. Something along like I think that's what he said. Yeah, like my biggest fear is I don't finish through. Like at the end of the day, if I don't finish and complete my goal, like that's my biggest fear because I don't know where to go from there. You know what I'm saying?
So, this is off topic, and I didn't even have this wrote down. What is your biggest fear?
I feel like not kind of the same on the same kind of step. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like not completing my goals. It's just as you grow, your goals kind of change as far as like what you want to do. It's like,
got you, absolutely.
Do you want to be I feel like social media kind of messed up everybody's head because like, oh, I want to be a millionaire. Why?
Right. What does it take?
Why do you need that though?
Yeah.
Because I want cars and I want this and I want that. Like, okay, you don't need to be technically a millionaire to have all of those things that people are even talking about. You could be making $300,000 a year and live a fantastic life. You know what I'm saying? You can have a mansion, you can have a Lamborghini, you can have whatever you want. Just making that. You know what I'm saying? If you budget your money correctly and you build your credit and you learn how to actually navigate and make things make sense. You get what I'm saying? So
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you mentioned Jay-Z, Westside Boogie, Dom Kennedy.
Yep.
The next question is, without naming yourself,
Yep.
who is your top 3 artists or musicians?
Top 3?
It could be any genre.
That's tricky. Top 3?
Top 3. Like, who's in that playlist right now that you like? I
listen to a lot of different people, but if we talking about, you're talking about of all time, right?
This all time, yeah.
I'd definitely say Jay-Z is one of them for sure.
New York guy.
For me, Jadakiss is one of them. Man, and then I'll probably say for me personally, like Nipsey.
Nipsey.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Nipsey was hard. I ain't gonna lie.
If I had to pick 3, yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. Nipsey got me through high school.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
for sure.
I was going through a little breakup. My little high school crush.
You was playing 4 a.m.?
Huh? Nah. I was playing off the Crenshaw album. I was playing One of One.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah,
ooh,
yeah.
you looking like one of
Yeah,
one.
for sure.
That one and H-Town. H-Town was hard. H-Town was hard.
Yeah, I got a chance to tour with Nipsey in 2016. So
really, what was that like?
Man, it was a blessing. It was cool. You know, at that time it was like he was on the come up. He obviously had a buzz already, but he was, you know, he wasn't all the way where he wasn't finished with the story. Essentially,
right.
You know what I'm saying? So, it was dope. You know, his sister Samantha, shout out to her. That's my peoples. You know, his DJ VIP, that's my guy.
That's tough.
So yeah, shout out to that whole team. Yeah.
That's tough. What are you working on right now that you want to share with the people?
Right now, I'm wrapping up an album. Should be dropping probably mid-October.
Mm-hmm.
It's myself and A-Rap Music, so we did the whole album together.
I'm gonna check that out for sure. So
I got the first single dropping in 5 days.
What's the name of it?
It's called Low Island. It's me and Conway.
That's tough. I seen you was just in LA with Mozzie.
Yeah.
How did that go?
It was dope. Yeah, we got a hit. We got a record. Yeah, we got one on this project.
Oh, so
but me and Mozzie toured together in 2019, so it was kind of full circle. I haven't really seen bro since then. You know, we went locked in at the studio, ended up having a 4-hour conversation, just chopping it. But that's my guy. Mozzie, one of the most solid guys I ever, in my experience, have been next to in the industry.
Why do you say that?
Saying? He just real, you know, he's authentic. He's not trying to pretend. He don't, you know, a lot of this industry stuff is, yo, yeah, take my number, I got you. And then you never hear they don't pick up the calls, none of that. He's not that kind of guy.
Yeah.
Even when we was on tour together, one thing that always stuck out to me was that one day we was running late to sound check and they called and they was like, yo, where y'all at? We like, oh, we gonna be there in like 15, 20. They're like, man, you gotta get the sound check. And he was just like, bro, this show is not just my show, even though I'm the headliner, it's all of our shows. So we all need to be at sound check on time. And it was just crazy because I've been on tours numerous times and they don't usually even care. They don't even care what your microphone sound like. They don't even care to even see you performing. None of that. You know what I'm saying? They stay in the back and just mind their business until it's their turn. Yeah. So the fact that he actually cared enough to be like, oh, you know, this is our show. Like, we got to all be, you know what I mean, sturdy. It was cool. It was cool.
So from the outside looking in, a lot of people don't know a lot about the music industry. Right. They don't know what it takes. They don't know how people act. And the average person gets kind of fanned out when they see like, oh my God, this person and this person. So how did you navigate through that? How were you able to remain humble and just stay true to yourself and not let it change you to the point where you lose yourself in the process?
I feel like for me, it's like my music is my life. So it's not really like, I was never really super big on the super stunting records. You know, you got to have one or two where you popping it. Like, you know, Kendrick said sometimes you got to pop out a show, niggas. You know what I'm saying?
I want to
that's just what it is.
Real quick. That song Okay Now.
Oh, yeah.
It was like, they didn't believe me when I said it, but now we okay now.
That's one of those, you know what I'm saying? Like, so sometimes you got to do that. But majority of my music is life-based, my struggles, things I went through. So for me, it's like if I could reach people and connect with people on things that they've been through, I'm all for that.
Absolutely.
That was like my whole purpose of it in the first place. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
If you can give advice to younger black men, what would you give?
Just be yourself. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's like the worst thing of today is that social media makes everybody want to be somebody else. It's like they feel like I'm not cool if I don't do this. Or, you know what I mean? Like, and that's not that. Yeah. You could be a dweeb. If you're a dweeb, and you come to me as a dweeb, and you know you my guy. I don't care what you do. You could do tech.
I feel the same way.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like nowadays it's cool to be dumb. It's like that was never cool. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was a straight A student. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was back then. It's like no girl want to talk to nobody that. Yeah. You feel me? It's like now it's like that's the cool thing to do. It's like, nah, you know, just have morals, principles, and be yourself.
Absolutely. So when you seen like your life starting to change and music started to take you certain places and you starting to meet different people and money started rolling in, you started getting connections, how did that change your mindset? How did you feel about that? Like, what was the shift? Did you notice like a change in yourself? Were you more energized about it? Did you always just know it was going to happen like that?
I feel like in my head, I always felt like it would happen. There's been many times when I was like, oh, I don't know if this is going to happen. I feel like we all go through those times. But for me, it was like, it's just a blessing. The whole thing's a blessing. You know, you really got to look at certain things. Like, I can't sit here and tell you I made a bunch of money off of music because I haven't. But what I had to sit with myself and realize is a lot of relationships I built off of being an artist and is the reason why I was able to make money in other avenues as well. So technically I did make it off of music, essentially. right? Because that opened up doors for me to make money with other businesses and make connections and relationships to kind of lead me into another bag. You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
for me, it was all a blessing, man. Just really sitting back, because a lot of times we so hard on ourselves, we forget the journey, and it's like, man, I had to really sit back and be like, man, I went on my first tour when I was 23. I performed in almost every state in America, and I never, you don't really realize it until certain things happen. Like when I went overseas on tour, right after my dad passed, me and Conway went on tour of Europe, and we did 10 countries in 12 days. And I didn't have a passport. Like I got my passport just to go to the tour at the buzzer. And it was like to sit and realize, like, man, I'm in, Dublin, Ireland because of music. Or I'm in Amsterdam because of music. Like my first time overseas essentially was to be an artist.
That's
to
tough.
me, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's more so like a blessing, because a lot of our people didn't get to experience that.
Absolutely.
That's like one of the things I hated was like, my dad never got a chance to really go overseas. He'd been to Jamaica.
Yeah.
But he never, the basic stuff that everybody kind of, Jamaica, Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mexico.
But to be able to go and be like, damn, I'm in London. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a different thing. Like, my grandmother, I begged my grandmother to get on a flight and take a family trip to Vegas.
Yeah.
She never been on a flight in her life.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, didn't have a driver's license. You know what I mean? It's like, just the way our families grew up, that was kind of like a normal thing for a lot of people's, elders back then. But, my big thing is like, I want everybody to be able to experience life.
Absolutely.
Because it's crazy. You go over there and you realize, like, man, like, I'm in London. Like,
man,
you know what I'm saying? Like I'm in London. It's crazy because we did 10 countries prior to that. We did Switzerland, we did Austria, we did Lisbon, Portugal, we did Amsterdam, like I said, we did Ireland, we did Greece, and it was like, you get to London and you're like, wow, they can understand me.
Yeah.
Because all the other places, they couldn't understand nothing.
We was just I promise you, we was just having this conversation.
It was like refreshing. It was like, I love the other places.
Yeah.
When I got here, they understood me. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's crazy.
So, this is off topic. What do you feel about relationships in 2024?
In general?
With women.
That's what I'm saying, but like in general? Like,
yeah.
I mean, to each his own, essentially. I feel like as a man, you kind of need it. And once you get to a certain point, like, I feel like it's important to your success, because you'll have people, you got guys around you, and you'll have guys that love you to death, and you'll have guys that envy, and you'll have guys that don't support or lean on you to do everything, and then you have your girl who kind of sees everything for what it is, essentially, and takes you for what you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got a real one, you know what I'm saying? She gonna take you for what you are. You get what I'm saying? Like, and not judge you and just kind of be on your side no matter what. And that's when you're trying to build an empire, that's important. You know what I mean? That's what, at least that's how I feel.
Absolutely. That was off topic. I just wanted to see how you felt about it. You mentioned how music opened up other doors for you. Yep. I just saw you did the ribbon cut for Popular Stranger Exotics.
Yep.
Walk me through it.
So, I mean, I always been in the cars, man, from young, You knew me when I was 15. I had 2 Hondas in the driveway, no engine in them, trying to put engine in the backyard. And, that was my thing. I was taking a car at 15 and 16 and going to the races in New York. A lot of the guys I grew up with, they was into that, the drag racing and stuff like that. So I always loved cars, man. So for me, it was like, how could I make money with the things that I actually like to do? And, a couple years ago, I got into the rentals. I started renting out my vehicles because as an artist, I go to different states and I rent out cars. So it was like, all right, cool. I'm spending my money renting out cars. How can I figure out how to get money like Boy doing what I'm already, you know what I'm saying? Because I know a lot of people like me. I know a lot of artists. I know a lot of athletes. I know a lot of trap niggas. I know a lot of, you feel me?
Yeah.
I don't know if we could.
I'm going to edit it out.
All right, cool.
Yeah, just keep it rolling.
So we know a lot of, you know what I'm saying? So I got into it. During the pandemic, I started grabbing more cars and renting them out. Around the time that my dad passed, my brothers, they grew up in North Carolina with my parents. My parents moved from New York to North Carolina in 2010.
Oh, wow.
So I was 20, so I stayed. But, like, my younger brother that's here, like, he was 5, 6 years old. My other brother was 11. They was young, so they grew up on that side. So when my dad passed, they was going to move here with me. And I was trying to figure out a way that I kind of could create something that eventually they could take over. You know what I'm saying? Or have a job at and kind of work. So, I took a class to learn how to detail. And,
like detail cars?
Yeah, and ceramic coat and paint correction, and in hopes that, I could kind of get somebody to bring in and kind of show them down the ropes. And as it starts to get busy enough. Now they got work, you know what I'm saying, without having to go out and figure it out. So that's kind of where it's at. Yeah.
That's tough. A lot of people, definitely men, aren't thinking like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like the bigger picture.
Yeah, 100%.
That's the generational wealth everybody talks about, but not really walking the steps of doing it.
100%.
You get what I'm saying? So did you always have that mindset, or did like somebody older than you? Obviously, you said your dad was a pivotal man in your life, but were you given that game, or did you just kind of see it and like, this is the life I envision, and this is how I'm gonna do it?
To me, being honest, I feel like I can't say I was given that game. I think more so like I learned the game from everything else that happened around me.
Gotcha.
Like my goal, my mindset was always I'm gonna win so my family could be good. That's been my mindset from day one.
Gotcha.
When my parents moved and I stayed to pursue music and I had just started doing music, it was like, yeah, I gotta win. I gotta win. I gotta win. I gotta win. I can't, and it sucks because you talk about over a span of 13 years, maybe I had seen my parents maybe a total of like 30 days. You know what I'm saying? In 10 plus years. And it wasn't because I wanted to. It was because it was like, I'm struggling. I'm renting a room. I'm trying to figure out how to survive. It's like, hey, come visit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't even got it.
Yeah.
I don't got it to come out there and do that because when I come back, I might not have nowhere to live. You feel me? Like I'm trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? But just sit tight because when I win, we good. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that was always my mindset. But it was just really from watching my parents and seeing what they went through and just life, period. You know what I'm saying? Like, me going through life and seeing life and realizing, like, hey, we got to have more than that. We got to figure out a way to get more than that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that can't be just it. You know what I'm saying? So, my dad was a below-the-knee amputee, so he had one leg, so he was kind of limited to certain things he could do, but he never let it stop him. It was like, no matter what, from the time, I was, essentially there when he got his leg cut. You know what I'm saying? So I'd never seen him be like, yo, I can't work or I can't grind because of my leg. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I kind of just adapted to that where it's like, I can't make no excuse. I don't care what's going on.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? If I got to trap, I got to trap. If I got to deliver pizza, I'm going to deliver pizza. I got to, whatever it is, I'm going to figure out some kind of way to get to it.
Yeah.
But the end goal is always, we, you know what I mean? We good. Like, we're actually good. You know what I'm saying? Like, because then I can sleep better at night, knowing that everybody got to, their own lane and their own way to generate income and they got to experience life and see things that I feel like we deserve. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like a lot of our families haven't gotten what they deserve. You know what I'm saying? And some of them, it might be their fault. They didn't work hard enough. And some just, got the short end of the stick. It happens.
Facts. That is definitely facts. If you had to, how did you feel when you started to separate yourself? Did you start to lose friends? Did you start to lose family members when you started elevating more?
Winning? Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say start losing. I'd say start gaining. You know what I'm saying? Like, you start seeing people come out of left field that you like, man, I
never seen you before.
Like,
you ain't called me since I was 5.
Bro, when's my birthday? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You
How
never
did that
got
make
me.
you feel, though?
Never got me. It's weird, man, because, for me, like, I had family members that never really ever supported nothing ever in life. You know what I'm saying? And then it's kind of like, oh, yeah, he might have got that. Maybe his dad helped him this and that. It was like, what? Like y'all always got to find a reason why somebody else got some kind of success instead of just being like, yo, congrats. You know what I'm saying? So, but it is what it is. It comes with life. I mean, like, you win, you're going to have people that support it. You got to have people that envy it. It's just, that's life in general. So after a certain point, I got where I was just like, I don't even care.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Like, matter no more.
This is not affecting my day-to-day. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you feel whatever, God bless you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And keep getting to it. Like, it's not affecting my day-to-day. I'm going to still go home. My plate is going to be in the microwave. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go outside and get in my car.
Yeah.
And I'm good. I don't care what, you know what I'm saying, what's going on over there. I only care about my circle. My circle is my people, my family, my intermediate family, and that's it. Absolutely. Growing up, that was really what it was for me. Anyway, we had cousins and stuff like that I'm cool with, still to this day. But for majority, it was my dad, my mom, my grandmother, which is my mom's mom, my aunt, Siobhan, my brothers. That's it. Like, that was my family. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what we knew. You get what I'm saying? So, over the years, it got kind of spooky, and then my grandmother passed, and my dad passed the same year. You know what I'm saying? So that was like, whew, you know what I'm saying? Like, we lost part of the tribe. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so it's like,
absolutely.
So it's like, for me, it's important for the tribe to be here now and just kind of get right. You know what I'm saying? So,
man. So if you wasn't into music and you never got into it,
yep,
what do you think your career or your lane would have been?
No, I played sports. I wanted to go to the NBA. I played football, I played basketball, I played lacrosse, and I boxed. So I did. Yeah, I was kind of like
everything.
I was a 4-peat. You know what I'm saying?
You hooped?
Yeah, I hooped. Yeah, for sure.
Nah, you ain't like that for real.
You know, I'm all right, man. I'm all right.
You ain't like that for real.
Hey, you ain't never played in the cold, so you know we can't really discuss it.
I was in school in Kentucky.
Oh, it's cold out there?
It's freezing.
Oh, see, I ain't know that. Okay.
I think it'd be below 5. Maybe.
Yeah,
it's probably ain't as cold as New York, but we was in the mountains with it.
Oh, then that's cold.
Yeah, we was in the Appalachian Mountains with it, so it was.
Yeah, so I hooped, man. I hooped in college. I hooped in high school. And other than that, it's always been fashion for real.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was really my thing too. Was fashion. I was going to FIT, which is the Fashion Institute of Technology. I was going to there in high school. I was taking Saturday classes. I used to take on the LIRR to train to the city and go to the class every Saturday. So I always been into fashion as well. So I guess that's probably my two things, even to this day.
Why do you love fashion?
This is my clothing brand.
Let the camera see it.
Oh yeah, I don't know what yeah.
That's right.
It just says friends don't trust them. Friendly reminder from a stranger.
Absolutely.
This is one of the new tees I'm about to drop. But yeah, you know.
How much you gonna charge per shirt?
These shirts I'm gonna charge $75.
$75?
And that's just me really starting to kind of pick up and feel like I gotta just get my worth. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't do cheap stuff. All my shirts is heavyweighted shirts, Shockaway, LA Apparel. These are the most expensive shirts, unless even my cut and sew stuff. You know, I got the tags on them. I got the inside tags. I don't got nothing short of what, you know, a bigger brand have, and they charging $150, $200 a shirt. So
you know
what I'm saying? Like,
and it's not much even separating you from the bigger brands.
You get what I'm saying? Like I got the same manufacturers. I do the same jeans, sneakers. I literally got the same cut and sew plugs as the majority of the big people. So it's like,
wow.
You know, I got friends. I got a lot of friends who own really big brands that are, you know, $1 million brands already. So I'm dealing with the same type of factories. So
right.
Like,
so you know what you're talking about.
You pay $200. Hey, what's 75? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
I seen you did a song with Jim Jones.
Yeah, yep.
How was that?
It was cool, man. You know, Jim is a New York legend. So just being in the studio and you know, that coming about. We did a distro situation on my last project.
Oh, wow.
And it was, you know, it was one of them situations where it was like, yo, we in a room full of people, so I'm trying to kind of get my little word in. You know what I'm saying? Get my little second in. Let me check out my stuff.
Yeah.
And I played him the record. As soon as I played it, he was like, yo, load this up. You know what I'm saying? He just jumped on it. It was no questions. It was cool.
Yeah. I'm not trying to name drop, but I just think that's like, man, honestly, I'm not a rapper myself. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So to see you can go that far. So I put it into basketball terms. That's like a younger kid watching somebody and like, you looking up, you like, damn, you was around Kobe? You was around LeBron?
It is surreal because, yeah, you know, being especially being from New York.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is somebody that you watch. Literally, I've watched Jim Jones since I was a kid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, to now be next to him and he like, yo, this is hard. Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
That's crazy.
That's a tough
Load
feeling.
that up. I'm going to jump on that. You know, you got that moment where it's like, ooh, that's, you know what I mean? Yeah. But again, it's God, man, because we've been through a lot. And I feel like a lot of times we let the excitement take away from the fact that we earned it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm excited, but then you still got to look in the mirror and be like, yeah.
Yeah, I did
you know
that.
What I'm saying? Like, I'm here because, you feel me? Like, I put in the work for that. Yeah. I went homeless for this. I stayed away from my family for this. I grinded for this. I spent hundreds of thousands of dollars probably on this career without even realizing, you know what I'm saying? Because we spend money for everything. Artists get paid last. A lot of people don't realize that. That's why a lot of people be having this little chip on their shoulder because we get paid last.
Yeah.
You know, we pay for studio time. We pay for producers. We pay for videographers. We pay for photographers. We pay for them to travel. We pay for, you know, to perform on showcases when you're on the way up. We pay to travel to shows. You know what I'm saying? And with how you can't afford that with no job. There's no job that can say, hey, let me be an artist.
Yeah.
Unless you're a doctor or something. Like there's literally no way to be consistent.
That's a true investment.
Yeah. You talking about this month. I'll give you a breakdown, right? This month. My project, right? I'm on tour right now. Pay to travel. I got my team. I got my video guy. Shout out to my bro Brodie. He in the back. I got Brodie here. You know what I mean? Brodie lives in Connecticut. I got to get Brodie from Brodie. I got to get him from Connecticut to here. He's taking time away from his family to come support me. So I would never, I'm not the type of person to be like, you know, they got those ways. Oh, build your team. I'm cool with that. Right. 100%.
Right.
If you guys could build and find a common ground and y'all could figure out a way to work where everybody's okay, cool. But if you're taking time away from your kids and your family to come do something for me, I'm going to do my best to be able to, you know, cover you. You know what I'm saying? So, but out the gate, anybody in my team, I cover their flights, I cover their travel, I cover their food, I cover their stay. And I'm not one of them guys that try to like, I've been, and I was explaining this to Brodie. I'm like, yo, my first tour, it was like 5 of us in my Honda Accord. And, we sleeping in one hotel room.
Yeah.
Somebody's underneath the table with a blanket. 2 people sleeping head to toe on the bed.
Yeah.
One person's on the couch. Somebody's in a tub. You feel me? Like, we thugging it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm grateful to be able to be like, hey, we just came from these little runs, right? And Brodie will tell you, like, we in L.A., we in Beverly Hills. You know what I'm saying? We in the Cullinan. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, this your first tour. For me, that's a blessing for me, because now I can say, hey, my little bro got a chance to experience something off of his craft. He worked for it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And now I'm big on that. Like I just said, it's like, yeah, I'm excited to be here, but you earned it. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
You didn't just, I'm not the type to just hand nothing to nobody, because I want you to actually get that feeling. I'm like, damn, I'm here because I earned this. You know what I'm saying?
It means more.
It means way more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When it's just handed, sometimes it's like,
yeah, you start to become entitled.
You kind of get, exactly. And
when's the next
entitlement
one?
is terrible. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because then now you in rooms and it's kind of like, you feel like, yeah, and it's like, nah, you can never be like that.
Yeah.
You always got to feel like there's room to learn and you know what I'm saying? And get to it. But I'm big on, making sure they experience these things. But, like I was saying, like to cover the team, then I got a publicist. My PR is a couple bands a month. You know what I'm saying? Like you doing this album rollout, like, hey, 3 months, you spending 9-10 racks on just that. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Then you got playlists. You spending another X amount on that. You feel me? Then you paying for beats and studio time. My studio time ain't no, you know what I'm saying? It's $125 an hour to record.
Yeah.
$1,000 for a mix and master. You know what I'm saying? It's not, these are, and shout outs to my guys, because they earn that. You know what I'm saying? Like my guys, you know what I'm saying? I pop out with my guy, he got his license plate, say 26 times platinum.
Yeah.
You got it, big dog. You feel me? You got it.
Earned that.
You earn that. Because there's no telling what he went through to get to that point, to earn those plaques. So just respecting everybody's time and craft, man. But like I said, artists get paid last. You know what I'm saying? I might have spent in this whole project and the whole rollout, it might end up costing me $50,000, $75,000 out of pocket. Without no job, you feel me, and still got kids. I got kids to take care of, I got a family to provide for, and then be like, damn, what if nobody streams it?
Yeah, it's a huge gamble. Yeah,
100%.
That's tough.
Because what if nobody listens to it?
Yeah.
Nobody buys projects no more, right? So what if nobody listens to it?
Wow. So take me through like a normal show.
So now, we kind of got into a science, but we'll come in, we'll go to sound check. We'll find out where the green room is, where we will be staying behind stage or whatever the case. Go back, get dressed, eat, come back to the show, go in the green room, kind of vibe out till it's our turn. Right before we go on, we typically come together, say prayer, and hit the stage and just do what we do. You know what I'm saying?
So like, cause you hooped.
Yeah. 100%.
So is it like the same preparation? Like, man, I'm finna.
Yeah.
Really?
I typically I feel like you get those butterflies because you love it and you care.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like I don't be nervous, but it's more so like making sure I'm on point. Like I guess in hooping ways, it's kind of like you know how to shoot, but you still gonna go out there and shoot some baskets before you go on the floor.
Absolutely.
Because you want to get some free throws in. You want to get. You know what I'm saying? You want to prepare. So for me, it's like I have my music in my headphones and I'll be sitting there listening to my my songs and going over the songs and different things like that, and kind of keep going like that. So.
Do you remember the first show you ever did?
First show, I want to say it was like 2010. Tell bro I'm in an interview. I want to say like 2010. Bro, I'm in an interview real quick. I'm gonna call you as soon as I'm done. I want to say I opened up for Olivia from G Unit and Joel Santana.
Wow.
At Amazura in Queens. This was like probably like 2000, maybe 10. I got pictures from it on my Facebook from that long back.
You on Facebook too?
Yeah. I got
gotta
pictures.
check you out.
Yeah, I got pictures from back then. You know what I'm saying? But I want to say that was my first show. I think that was my first show for real. I can remember. It was a long time ago.
Yeah. How did you feel when it was your first like time stepping on stage?
Oh, it's scary.
You was nervous?
Yeah, for sure.
What?
And it was crazy because I'm used to being on stage, just
Really?
as a drummer.
I'm not gonna lie. I think I would probably be nervous too. Like
it was a big spot too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Amazura, they used to throw a lot of parties when I grew up in Amazura, but it was a pretty big venue, so there was a lot of people in there. So to just step out on there and you like, man, I don't even know if I like my songs yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, let alone somebody else. I don't even know if I like my music yet. You know what I'm saying? So you know, it's an experience for sure.
That's tough.
Now it's like second nature.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So you just go on and like,
yeah.
Man,
Now
I'm
it's
just,
like, yeah.
Yeah,
I know I'm nice.
Yeah, y'all gonna rock with it.
I earn that now.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
y'all gonna rock with it.
I know what's going on. I know how to control a crowd. I know how to, you know what I'm saying? I know how to be myself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a jokey joke guy. Like you said, when I met you, you know what I'm saying? I'm the same way on stage.
Yeah.
If
I
you
relate to it,
if you don't got a hand up and I'm looking at you, I'm like, oh boy, put your hand up. What's up? Like, what's going on with you? You all right? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna call you out. Cause, you know, but in a joking manner, of course. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know, I know how to be myself on stage now. So it's kind of
You have a very aggressive like approach. I would say that.
You got to.
Yeah, like you have a very aggressive approach.
Because when you super laid back, man, they gonna walk all over you. Especially certain cities. I'm learning
that. Yeah.
Certain cities. You come to Houston, the crowd in Houston ain't all that shabby, man. That's why a lot of East Coast niggas don't come over here. Really? What? They don't. It's a hard crowd.
I guess because I'm from here, I'm kind of used to it. Like, what do you mean by when you say New York people won't come to Houston?
Like artist wise, like a lot of East Coast guys don't really have necessarily a Southern fan base, and then you got to real for us, this ain't the South. Like we didn't grow up looking at this as the South. Okay. When you say the South and you in New York, if you're like, oh, I'm moving down South, like let's say you in school and your man's like, yo, love, I'm about to move down South, bro. My family moving down South. We're automatically assuming North Carolina or Atlanta. That's it. Really? When I think about Alabama, when I thinking about Mississippi, Memphis, Texas, none of that. So none of that's like, even a thought.
Too far out
I'm moving down South, you're going to North Carolina or Atlanta. That's it.
Really? So was it like a culture shock when you came down here? Or you fit it right now?
It's like, it was different. You know what I mean? I didn't know what to expect. I've been to Texas. Yeah. But I performed at South by Southwest since like 2011. So I've been to Austin. I had only been to Houston once. You know, rest in peace, my bro Bam Rogers. He brought me out here like 2015. I came out here for a couple of days, but other than that, I had never been to Houston. Really? So it was like even weird, you know, being around my guys who's from here, and they're like, man, this is South. Like this is, and then you really think about it in your head, and you're like, you know what? Geographically, they not wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like
this is the epitome of the South.
This is technically really the South. You feel me? Like North Carolina and Atlanta is kind of on the east. Yeah. But it's the southern side of the East Coast. It's the southern side of the map. You feel me? So it's like,
and that's kind of how we look at it. Like, because when I was in school in Kentucky, I had guys that was from Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina. First of all, I never even thought of those states ever. You know what I'm saying? Being from down here.
Nah, for real.
I'm like, I've never in my life touched North or South Carolina.
Yeah, see,
that's the East.
That's the go-to
really
for people from New York. Yeah, see, my parents got up, moved to North Carolina. Yeah. Almost any of my friends I've ever known in life that have moved has been North Carolina or Atlanta.
I'm hearing that a lot. I got a homie from Baltimore. Yeah, he live in West Virginia now. His mom just moved to South Carolina.
That's like that's the thing. Yeah, they're gonna go there.
But you know, I rock with New York vibe. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. At a point, I caught myself kind of talking like y'all a little bit. I was like, yo,
I mean, you know
me?
what it is? It's to be honest, I feel like it's natural. That's like a New York just has a lot of influence. It's just it's not us being from New York. It's like I don't even like to talk about it because then when you from New York, they're like, man, y'all niggas is mad cock. But it's like outside of me being from New York, just the reality is New York has a lot of influence. It's just it is what it is.
It does.
You know what I'm saying? It's the same way the West has a lot of influence. The LA has a lot of influence. Yeah. And what I realized growing up is that it's from what you see. You get what I'm saying? Like when you was a kid, you probably seen Boys in the Hood. Yeah. It automatically made you feel like, damn, LA got mad gangs, them niggas be shooting at each other. It'd be, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know what it might not even been like that for real. But that's in the movie, that's what you saw. You know what I'm saying? When you watched, New Jack City or Paid in Full in New York, you like, what's up, B? Like, you automatically is like, oh, man, they got mad culture. Like, you know what I'm saying? They crazy over there.
I always just thought it was different. And how you said earlier, you was like, if you're too laid back, you'll get ran over. So when I was in college or whatever, my favorite artist at that point was Pop Smoke. Because like the aggression, I'm like, man, like, you know how you listen to something and it kind of like fuels you a little bit. Yeah, it fuels you. And I'm like, man, like this makes me.
Yeah, he got that gritty, Yeah. It's like that though. It's like that in New York. That's like, you can't really be, it's like, it sucks to say it, right? But people associate how tough you are to anything, essentially, in New York. You feel me? That's like, you can't, and I talk about this in a song, it's like you can't even be a regular person. And that's not cool at all. Yeah. But that's just what it is.
You know what, though? Man to man, I really love to hear other men talk like that. Yeah. Because I see so many dudes walk around and it's like honestly, if I didn't know you, or even when we first met that first time, I didn't know you from a can of paint. You know what I'm saying?
If you looked at me, you can be like, man, he mad aggressive.
I swear to God. I told Sunday, I said, yo, I ain't gonna lie, I don't know about him. But then we started talking, and it was like, man, it's all cool.
But you know why? Because there's people like that in every state.
Right.
There's gangsters in every state, and there's regular dudes. And it's like, I'm a guy I've been involved in all of it, but I'm a regular dude. Unless it comes to it. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not looking. There's a difference. There's people that go out just looking for stuff. And there's people that, hey, if it comes to it,
I'm on the defense.
It's up. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm one of those guys. So it's like, that's just how this social media thing has everybody. Like, you got to be tough. Like, no, you don't have to be tough at all.
Right.
Like, it's not even cool that you got to live in an environment where you feel like you got to be tough. That's not cool. Like, because what are we teaching you? There's no money in that. There's no money in being tough unless you're trying to be a mixed martial artist or a security guard or something. Like, there's no
like,
money
what
in
did
that.
you gain from that? And that's why I say I respect, like, the energy. Seriously, because two black men usually can't have conversations like this all the time.
For sure.
It's always like
bad,
a chest beating contest.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
We got it messed up, and it's messed up because this is what our young people are learning. You know, and that's why I try my best to try to, like, be there to kind of guide whoever I can through that. You know what I'm saying? Because I said it in one of my new songs. I don't even remember the full lyrics for real, but essentially I was basically talking about, you know, I ran up my trap and then caught a case, and then all the money's gone. And that's a cycle. Like, you outside, you scamming, you doing this, you know, you get into it, you know what I mean? And then you catch a case, and now you got to pay for a lawyer.
Then it's done.
And you fried.
Yeah. Then it's done. It's done.
You know what I'm saying? Like, at the very least, if you're going to do that, figure out a way to do something else once you get it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
Our kids are not even doing that. They just want to, they think it's forever. They want to keep going and going and going and going.
What's really going on. And I love to hear that because I've lived in Third Ward.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Sunnyside, Texas, to be exact. Like, my parents still stay around that area. You know what I'm saying? I was never into that type of lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and it's grimy.
It's grimy. I was never into that, but I've never had a problem. Like, I get respect from people. I give respect. I've never been robbed. Let me knock on wood. I've never been robbed, shot, beat up, jumped.
Nah, for sure.
None of that. I've never had to be in the gangs.
Because a lot of the stuff is the energy you give off.
Right.
And that's even me. You know, I've done all of those things. Like, you feel me? So it's like,
we're going to edit that part out.
Nah, hey, it is what it is. You feel me? Right. Like, it's, you know, if you know me, you know me. My mom knows. You feel me? If I'm cool with my mom knowing, I don't really care. You feel me? But it's like, it's me. You know, all my cases I ever caught was weapons. You feel me? And it's like, it might have been PTSD because my dad got shot. So, like, it was like, man, like, I got to be ready. I got to be on point. You feel me? Because he got shot for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, you know, it's just a cycle, but it's trash. It's trash that if I leave the crib without my gun on me, I feel like naked. Like, damn, like,
something.
You shouldn't have to feel like that. You shouldn't have to feel like, oh, I got my jewelry on, I might go there, they're gonna rob me. Like, you should be able to be happy for the next person and figure out how to get to it, learn from them.
So what do you think it's going to take to change that mentality and that lifestyle that we're so caught up in? Not we're, but as a culture we're caught up in.
I feel like social media and just more influences, you know, positive influences in our community.
Absolutely.
Showing the young people that there's other ways to go about being successful. You know what I'm saying? And, like, also to do what you like. You know what I mean? Like, jewelry is not the way. I buy my jewelry because I like it.
Right.
But if you don't like jewelry and you're just getting it to look away for other people, you know what I'm saying? Like,
when you say look away for other people, I see so many people nowadays. It's like, bro, I know 5 different dudes I can name that look, dress, talk, and act like that. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, we call it cookie cutters. Like, when you cut a cookie, every piece is the same.
They shop off the mannequin.
Right. Like, you look like him. And him.
And him. And they cool with it because that's the wave. You know what I'm saying? It's like, people don't know how to be themselves anymore at all. It's like the identity is lost. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's trash, but all we could do is keep speaking on it and pray that, you know what I mean, a change comes some longer way. You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely. So do you think, how many kids do you have?
I got 5.
So them growing up in the next generation, what are your fears for them? Like, what are you trying to implement in them and instill in them so they can navigate when dad is not here one day?
Really just putting in the work. You know what I'm saying? Like, I allow them to see both sides. I don't hide when it's tough. I don't hide when it's good. But I want them to understand that for you to get to the good, you got to put in the work. You know what I'm saying? Like, no handouts. You can't expect things. You got to actually work for it. You know what I'm saying? And also that when you do put in the work, you'll be rewarded. You know, you come to me and your grades is good. Whatever you ask me for, it's you.
It's
You know what I'm saying? Because
right.
you earned it. But if you don't, you know what I'm saying?
I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying?
But
you know, also like really just direction is, like I said, as far as like what is it you want to do? What is it you like? You know, I'm not big on, hey, you got to go to college. Like, you don't, if you want to do something that doesn't make sense to go to college, it doesn't make sense for you to put yourself in that debt if there's something else that you want to do. You know what I'm saying? But if you got an idea what you want to do, you can actually do that. You're not going to just be hanging out. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
You know, is for me, that's the biggest thing is that, and also putting them in an environment where they don't feel like they have to do that.
Mm-hmm. I think a lot of black fathers live vicariously through their children.
Yeah, for sure.
So if your kid, you kind of touched on it, if your kid didn't want to make music, didn't want to be into fashion, didn't want to live how dad lived, would you support it?
Absolutely. 100%. If you don't want to do, I don't care. You know what I'm saying?
Like, let's do something.
Do something.
Do
you know
something.
what I'm saying? As long as you're doing something, I'm good.
Right.
You don't got to do music at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I didn't do music because I thought it was cool. I did it because I was expressing myself. So it's like, express yourself, however that is. Whatever that looks like for you, do that.
And how did your dad treat you when you told him he was trying to get into music?
He loved it because my dad did music.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he rapped back in the day, and I feel like him getting shot kind of put like an end to like what he was kind of working towards. So he loved it. He supported it for sure.
Got you. So is there anything you want to add, shout out, or just put in the air before we hop
shout out to you on the podcast, you know what I'm saying? The Love Language podcast. You see what's going on,
yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Man, shout out to everybody grinding for real. Shout out to the family, to everybody really just putting in work for themselves and their family. You know, to me, that's the biggest thing is figuring out what you want to do in life and how to take care of your people. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to everybody. Like I said, I got a new album coming out with myself and A-Rap Music that's dropping in October. First single's dropping on the 9th. Got a cool couple dope features on there. You know, got, like I said, the first singles with Conway. I got Maxwell Cream on there. I got Dom Kennedy. We got Mozzie.
That's pretty much the album of the century. You got
so we got some things. You know, the album's gonna be called Cool Sounds Good. You know what I'm saying? And you know, that's it, man. Brodie Fresh on all platforms.
Brodie Fresh. I appreciate you, my brother, for stopping by.
Man,
for sure. For sure. I know you got a
shout
busy schedule.
Shout out to the camera guy too, man.
Yeah.
What's your name, bro? Gons. Shout out to Gons.
That's my guy right there.
Yeah, we couldn't do nothing without Gons.
That's my guy right there. Yeah. But that's pretty much it. So that wraps up another episode of Love's Language. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, tapping in. Go get my man's latest album and his newest project coming out. It's finna to be fire.
Yeah, again. And we finna get this one-on-one 2 pause. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna put some money on it. I know Gons is already, you know, Gons got some money on Love. We're gonna put it together.
I don't think you got it no more, man. Look, my jab is still nice, man. I ain't gonna hold you.
I still playing these celebrity basketball games. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
I got a ball in the trunk.
Oh, that's nothing. That's cool. I got a hoop in the yard. So we good. We good. My guy.
Man, no, that's it. I appreciate you.
Nah, come on. You already know.
Nah.